Bet call. Bet call. What do we do against a check raise all in? We hate our life, essentially. We just hate it. It's terrible. Okay. My goodness, dude. Come on, let's go. We are loving our life in this spot.
Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another stream here on the Pokerstaples channel. Thanks so much for joining me on this beautiful Sunday. And what a beautiful day it will be today, chat. We got big high stakes tournaments. I'm very excited to play some poker today. In the zone, focused, ready. It's our moment, it's our time. We're gonna battle it out against some of the best players in the game. Now I know, they may not be the most famous. Don't get it twisted. These 1K buy-in online grinders, they killing it, dude. They're crushing it, and we're going head to head with them. That's what's up.
I think a small bet is standard though, so I'm going to do that. We call 3 on the turn, check. Check, Broadway completes. Not that they have very much 4x in the range, but I don't think it's going to be 3 streets of value. I think we just check here to induce. Lose to 6s, 5s, deuces, ace 4, 4, 5 suited. They bet 1/3, we call. I think we're beating a lot of value hands that can value bet like this. 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks, all are going to go for a bet here. And then there's going to be some bluffs, right? Like there's going to be some broadways that have missed, backdoor flush draws that peel, ace highs that peel, etc. I think we are in a nightmare scenario. First impression is fold, I think. We are bluff catching in a spot where our opponent probably isn't over bluffing a bunch. You know, in theory, I think we're going to call clearly with queens, but then the issue is, are they going to overbluff in this spot? We are out of time. I'm going to fold. I'm not sure. I think theory's going to call, but I think people underbluff there. So I can live with it. Checks to us, we're going to bet. Small. Take it down. Okay. Fair enough. We're going to go all in with 10s. Raise call, squeeze in the big line from Elliott. Very easy decision here. Not a lot to think about. I was just tanking a little bit so that hopefully I could show you guys. Ooh, let's go. Okay, that's very good. We chip up to 21,000. That's 2 stacks plus. We don't want to get 5-bet, but once we decide to 4-bet with ace king, which we're going to do about 50-50, we're going to 4-bet some, call some. Once we 4-bet, we have to stack off at the stack depth. We get very fortunate as we get moved to another table. They bet. We're just going to call here with the junk queen. Obviously, we're going to check raise a lot, but we're going to check call with some queens and like queen 3 suited, queen deuce suited, queen 5 suited, queen 7 suited. These are the best hands to just call, you know, and then check raise all of our other queens. I think I'm going to block. I mean, I'm sort of representing a 6 by blocking here. That hand definitely calls a bigger bet though. 3-betting the jacks against Chernobyl. Not folding. The question, like I'm thinking about, hey, is there anything weird and creative we can do here where we flat and we get away on some flops, like ace high flops, or is it just like an all in right now? You know, probably all in is better. Like they might 4-bet fold some hands, in which case, great. Get them to fold equity with jacks is good. We're not folding here, and I don't think there's enough upside to get creative and just like flat and then, you know, play pot with like less than a pot size bet left, you know. So we get it in against hopefully ace king. It is ace king. We are flipping. That's a set, but we got to dodge a lot here. They have 22%. Come on, let's go. Massive pot, chat. That's 4.5 stacks now in this 1K. It's a lot of money up top of this one usually too. Bet call. Bet call. 10. We have trip 9s. King, queen, not likely, right? Double barrel. King, queen of hearts, I guess. That hand probably check raises turn. 9, 10, possible. 9, jack. Possible, not likely. We have a 9. 7, 8 with a flush draw, possible. Double gutter. I think we have a value bet though. I mean, realistically, we have trip 9s here. It's just value bet. What do we do against a check raise all in? We hate our life, essentially. We just hate it. It's terrible. We block the nuts with the queen. We block the king queen. We block the queen 8. We don't block 8, 7. But does 8, 7 want to raise when we choose 85% pot here? Probably not, actually. And we beat queen jack. Let's go. 400, I think is right. Folds. Call here, I think. Okay, all right. We have to be cautious here, I think. Our hand is good. Yeah, it's flush draw. But we've got to remember, from my point of view, our opponent have ace high spade draws. They have king high spade draws. They have a few queen high spade draws. They have jack 10 of spades. So they can have higher flush draws, and that causes a big problem for us. How many nines do we have in our range? Not a ton. Not a ton of nines in our range. Some, but not many. So if it checks to us here, I think we definitely want to bet once, right? But do we want to bluff the river? That's the question. And they barrel big, and it's a clear fold, I think. This bet doesn't make any sense, by the way, right? Like, there's so few nines in the range. They're so overpair heavy, which doesn't want to triple barrel in this spot at all. It doesn't make sense, but we can't really do anything, you know? It's just like, the exploit against this is just have a full house and collect, essentially. Yeah. Lava Magma, I'm really sorry to hear that about the hurricane on the way. I hope everything is okay with you. Stay safe, man. Reunion Island. Gotta Google where that is. We're gonna call this, though, with 10s for sure. It's ace-5 suited. French Caribbean? Oh, wow. That's amazing. Reunion Island off the coast of Madagascar. I didn't know this place existed. I first didn't know that there's hurricanes in the Indian Ocean, and then second, didn't know Reunion Island was there. Wow, man. Well, I've learned something about the map of the world, first of all, and second of all, I hope everything's okay, man. King 5 of spades. Maybe a little too wide here. 3.7 million is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I'm going to raise bluff here. All good slash though. It's okay, man. It's all right. It'll happen. So we worked together sort of briefly because he was kind of like, he had expectations about what I needed to do to be a student. And I was like, hey, I'm busy. So like, I can't guarantee that. And it was just like, okay, this doesn't make sense anymore then, basically. But other than that, like no hard feelings at all towards the guy. But like he would often harp on this idea of like, hey, playing this 109 tournament is so stupid compared to playing this $22 cubed. As we get a huge double up here against Rodrigo. Not a double up, but like we win a huge pot. We definitely call against our city. Melanov here, good player for sure. Can we hold? We need a spade, ace or queen. Still have a slight advantage. Not anymore. Let's go. Come on. Vladimir opens, we peel. Check fold on a board that's not great for our hand. Fold. It's a fold. It's close though. Ace-9 is a call. Ace-7 is not.
I think I have the coolest piece of poker software you've ever seen today. It is called Hybrid Poker. Brand new piece of poker learning software where you test your score against myself, against Daniel Negreanu, against Bill Perkins, and see how you score against the three of us, as well as other poker players as well. But Hybrid Poker learns about you, the player, this is really cool. As Hybrid Poker gets to know you, it's going to tell you what to work on. There's a link to the IQ test down below. Try it for free. I think you'll like it. So try it out.
Aces in the grand. Holy aces, dude. Patrick, now's the time to go for the jam here. Vladimir thinking about it. Dude, come on. Check raise against the big blind in the grand. We call. Turns a 6 spades. Just not folding. Like ace jack, ace deuce. Jack deuce suited. If they have it, fair, fine. But we have top pair, top kicker. It's just a kind of stack off moment. They're at 783. Is there any point in just calling here, or do we want to raise? If we just call, we leave them with like 1/5 the pot. What's their bluff frequency going to be for 1/5 the pot? Like nothing. So I think we're just all in. We're just all in here. Fast play. Come on, let's go. Huge pot coming away against Sam. 6.2 million chips, chat. We're in third place. Let's go, baby. Come on. Okay. Yeah, if Gareth Bale can make a Pro-Am PGA event, I'm sure Jamie will be fine. Gareth Bale's a legend, though. An absolute legend. We're raising up Queen 7 suited as well. 5 off the money here. We cover everyone at the table. I think it's a good spot to raise. Elio Fox, a legend of the game, is going to call on the button. I think I want to bet here. I don't want to check raise because of the stacks. And I think it's a really good hand to bluff and that we target ace highs, king highs, queen highs. We have the backdoor flush draw and the overcard and some backdoor straight draws. So I just like c-betting and taking it down. That's pretty good. King 10 suited, we're going to 3-bet here. It's like fine to call. If this player has to go all in for 14 blinds, like it's not the end of the world. Definitely a default 3-bet spot. 10-10-6 on the flop. Raise. Yeah, this is what dreams are made of here. Unless they have 6s full or ace 10, that's obviously so tragic. But most of the time, we are loving our life in this spot. Jack 10, possible. Possible hand they can have, but there's still nothing to sort of think about here. Like we have trip 10s. It's a great hand. They bet small. It's so strong that I think we just call here again as well. Let them bluff sometimes. Yeah, just allow them to keep barreling. Check. Very sick. So what to tell you, chat. We flop trips. That's for 13 stacks in the 1K. That's just really brutal. I mean, it's just really gross. Bet small. So 7 or a jack makes a straight. We have a set. Can we value bet with our set here? Problem is we never have a jack when we check the turn, ever. So we're capped at a 7. I think I'm going to check. If we bet, we can definitely get check raised here. Problem is we're just capped. This is going to be a 4 bet here to $1 million is fine. Fold to the jam from Mohammed. Jacks is pretty good. 25 blinds deep effective here. This is pretty strong as well, but like Elio Fox can have a 3 bet fold. It's a guy that has won WPTs, played very high stakes tournaments, 25Ks, 50Ks. Like he's an exceptional player. He's certainly capable of having bluffs in every spot. And jacks are good. So let's see how it goes. First impression is to 4 bet folds. I think that's good. I think stacks are set up really good for this. Also don't really want to flat this. So I think we're just going to make a 1.4 million. Fold. Yeah, not a great hand to call. Like we're going to have some suited aces that 4 bet there, right? We can consider calling those, getting 3-1 in position, try and flop down a flush draw or whatever, right? King jack offsuit, much harder to flop, you know, something that has a lot of equity. We don't really want to flop like, you know, top pair on a king deuce deuce with king jack and just like, okay, what do we do? You know what I mean? Jack 10 close, but I think fold. Chip leader now on our left. 2 reshove stacks. I think being pretty snug makes sense here with Jack 10. Bubble is activated. This is obviously a fold. And also a fold here probably with the stacks behind. It's kind of close, but we have bigger stack here in position on us. I think just keep it pretty straightforward and fold. Definitely a hand worth opening. Wow, that saves us. It's probably a hand we have to 4 bet against David Yan, pretty aggressive player. So that's the first impression, in that he's going to 3 bet aggressively here. But once we see a 4 bet all in for 10 blinds, I think it becomes a fold. So that saves us having to risk our stack, but obviously we would prefer if we had chips coming our way. Yeah. Ace 10 in the big blind. Plan is to flat here and take it to the streets. Top pair, top kicker. Some very interesting stacks. They bet 120. We check raise and then we check turn. Oh man, this is just, it's not annoying now. We flop top. It's annoying on the river. Check call, check fold on the king turn. Oh, I am so frustrated at how today is going. We can still win this pot, obviously. It's just like, you know, they snap that bet in. We're not doing so well. Flat is obviously risky, right? I don't like taking the risk here, but I do think it's going to make us more money in the long run. This is a great flop. 3-4-5 is a great flop. It opens up as a frequency us losing a higher percentage, but we're going to win more in pots, I think, when we flat here. And it's only going to be with aces as the slow play, obviously. Like, we're not going to do this with kings. We're not going to do it with queens or jacks. And we're not going to do it with aces all the time either. It's like a low frequency, like half the time maybe with aces here. Bet 240, small blind quickly calls. 10 on the turn. 3s, 4s, 5s possible from our opponents, and ace 2 suited and 6-7 suited, but like really unlikely compared to a bunch of the other stuff they can have. So we just bet here. Do we thin value bet with aces or not? Probably not, unfortunately. With the 4-liner out there, I mean, it's not a board they hit a lot, but I think, especially with the bubble, it probably doesn't make sense. The upside is not as high as the downside, so. All right. Ace queen flatting pre-flop, once again, couldn't be more upset with Yannick and whatever these decisions are. What do you mean ace queen suited is going to flat pre-flop in the small blind when I flat on 30 blinds, dude? What do you mean? What do you mean, Yannick? My goodness, dude. Today is just a nightmare that we're living through. And we have the potential to win $13,000. We're 14 people away from winning $13,000 profit on the day. So it can't be that bad of a nightmare, right? Ace, queen, ace, deuce. Is this it? Let's go, man. We're in the money. Redfeld hype confirmed. We are in the cash chat. 25-15 cashed. Can we make it through 12 remaining players to win ourselves 19,000 bucks? That is the question. We 3-bet call here. I think we want to 3-bet less than all in. We could definitely 3-bet fold to these opponents with some hands. Let's 3-bet to 800,000. But definitely willing to go for it here with 13 left. I don't think there's enough payout pressure to not. Jack's pretty solid in. And we're pretty short. You know, if we're 50 blinds deep, no, we're not getting any Jack's pre. But like 23 blinds deep, yeah. Oof, not a good flop. Now, I think our range C-bets here. Obviously, this is not the flop we want to see with Jacks. But we just bet and, you know, and then we shut down after that. Get them to fold some middle strength hands, but also like put pressure on King X, which calls and then check, check, and then check, check sometimes. We could bluff as well. If we see like a queen, we could decide to bluff with our jacks. They check raise, we fold. There's really almost no pay jumps until like 8th to 7th is like a $300 jump, but it just really doesn't matter, you know? It's just like go for broke. Aces against queens. Tommy Browick takes it down. David Yan is out. We are down to 12, and we have ace 3. Rejam against a button open. Because Vladimir's open, it's a fold. So hopefully they just fold here. Nice. We're all in. I do actually think we have fold equity here, but an ace against the chip leader raising on the button. We're in there. Fold, fold, Tommy, fold. We're ahead. Did not expect to get called by a worse hand, but we did, and we lose. 25-15 GG.